Welcome to Nike EYBL Scholastic at the Western Maryland Classic on League Ready TV. We're live from Garrett College in McHenry, Maryland for high school hoops, as today's matchup features a pair of Nike EYBL Scholastic teams. It is the Canyon International Academy Scorpions as they take on the La Lumiere Lakers. Welcome into our broadcast position here at Garrett College. I'm Luke Wiggs alongside Daniel Woods, and conflicting storylines with these two teams, Daniel. You've got a La Lumiere team that's name carries so much weight and is one of the most historic programs in prep basketball, and a Canyon International team that's looking to make a name for itself.
You're right, and this is a battle of two programs that obviously, with their place in the EYBL Scholastic, have already established themselves as some of the top programs in the nation. But La Lumiere is the name in prep basketball around the country over the last half decade. And if you knock off the Lakers, then you are seriously putting your name on the map.
Let's get to the starters for these teams. For Canyon International, Noah George, Amir Ali getting the nod along with Jayon Pitt. We'll talk a little bit more about him in the broadcast. Paul Osayuri, and then Big David Thakbar there in the middle is listed at 7'1" and a wingspan that's north of 7'4". He's certainly a big man in the middle.
And that's a guy that can affect the game in so many ways. A lob target, a screener, a guy that on the defensive end is just going to take up space and affect shots. You don't even have to ask him to block a lot of shots because he's still going to make an impact.
And the starters for La Lumiere, the Lakers, a very impressive group of guards. Darius Adams, Jerry Easter II, Melvin Bell Jr., all four-star recruits. You've got Ace Buckner Jr. in there as well as Steve Solano, who many people have referred to as the top center in the city of New York. And that's some pretty high praise for a pretty big man in the middle.
That's something that carries some weight, and he's got the offers to show for it. Some looks from the ACC, the Big 12, the SEC, and some experience at the international level with the Dominican Republic U16 national team.
And he just won the opening tip. So it is La Lumiere and the Lakers that are wearing the white jerseys today, attacking the Canyon International Academy Scorpions, who are adorned in green. With the basketball, this is Jerry Easter II. He wants to fire an early three. It's no good. Big rebound inside, pulled down by Osayuri, and Canyon International will come up with their first touch of the basketball. Noah George, the Phoenix, Arizona native. This team is based out of Phoenix. The ball's turned over. Ahead goes Melvin Bell. He wants to slam it in with the right hand. And what a way to get the game started.
And Melvin Bell, again, sets the tone there for this La Lumiere team. This is a Canyon group that is coming in trying to make a statement, and Melvin Bell just silenced everybody.
Canyon looking for an answer. Jump hook in the lane is no good, forced up by Pitt. And it's rebounded by the Lakers. Across the timeline, a foul as Darius Adams got tangled up in transition. The Manchester, New Jersey native. This La Lumiere team based out of Indiana. Melvin Bell, who had that earth-shattering dunk, a native of Chicago, Illinois. And you certainly know there's a lot of high-level players that hail from the great city of Chicago.
That's right. We saw one of them earlier today as well with Noyes Indrisitis from Brewster Academy. We'll see more of him tomorrow. And now another opportunity for La Lumiere to get it going in the bucket.
Quick look underneath the rim. Jerry Easter is able to lay it in for two.
Jerry Easter, a guy that's really on the rise right now at the 17U Peach Jam. Obviously, the premier Nike EYBL event of the year. Was the second leading scorer at that event. You want to talk about some of the storylines that came out of that. AJ Dibanza stakes his claim as one of the best prospects in the country, regardless of class. We got Cooper Flagg against Cameron Boozer, and then, of course, Jerry Easter really came onto the scene.
That was Aaliyah scored for Cameron. That's Solano who posterizes in the middle. A big dunk from the man from the Bronx. Acrobatic finish. My goodness, he left his feet in a hurry and slammed that one down. That makes it 6-2. Here's Noah George for Canyon. Up to Pitt, top of the key. He wants to take a straightaway three. No good off back iron. Thakbar had it for a moment. It's poked away. Here's Buckner Jr. in transition, ahead to Easter. Nearly lost it in the corner as he's harassed by Pitt. Throws it across to Adams. Adams on the perimeter. Good length on this Canyon team defensively. Here's Bell looking to penetrate. Goes to the left hand, lays it in off the glass for a quick two.
Good job there from Melvin Bell to get inside the length of his defender, kind of turn the corner quickly, cut off that length, and make a quick finish to the rim.
Amir Ali has a verbal commitment to Arizona State. He gets inside the paint, and Solano sends that ball out of bounds. Steve Solano has been impressive in a game that's seen so many talented forwards. He's really stolen the show here for the first 2.5 minutes. Inbound to Pitt. Pitt able to get away from the defender, and a beautiful Euro step there to put it in for 2. They're on the end of the floor. Darius Adams. Adams, the 6'5" junior, hands off to Easter. Easter works it around to Steve Solano. Solano, nearly an errant handoff. Buckner looking to drive the baseline, spinning away from contact. Up top to Easter. Easter gets around his defender who fell down. Floater in the lane, no good. Taken away by the Scorpions. They'll push in transition with George. George to the trailing Ali, launches a skyscraping 3, that's no good.
And Amir Ali, a guy you have to get going if you're this Canyon team. The primary scoring option on this team along with Pitt. If those two don't put points on the board in this game, it's going to be a long night for the Scorpions.
Around the perimeter. Driving is Adams. Adams has it poked free, but he is fouled. We'll see if we have some free throws incoming. You mentioned Ali. He's 8th in this EYBL circuit at scoring. Averages just under 17 points per game. For Canyon, he's the number 46th ranked player in his class, the number 15 small forward. His uncle, an assistant at Arizona State, and that's where he's going to play. Bobby Hurley's got something cooking there in that state. 8-4, 4:36 left to play first quarter. Danny Murray checks into the game for the first time. He finds Buckner Jr. in the corner. Buckner looks to penetrate. The shot altered at the rim, and that's just what the length of Thockberg can do there. Ahead to Javon Pitt. He's looking for a teammate. Finds one in the corner. A jab step and a contested 3 taken, no good by, that was Irosevich. But it's an offensive rebound by Canyon to maintain possession. Amir Ali wasn't happy with the hand check there. Now on the perimeter to Mayon. Mayon back to Pitt, isolated. Goes between the legs, trying to show some razzle-dazzle. He fades away. He can't get the shot to go. Offensive rebound at the rim is put up, no good. And we should have goaltending. It looked like that ball was altered, so that's 2 points that Thockberg's going to get to his credit.
And again, the length of David Thockberg just showing up there on the offensive glass. He's a guy that with a 7'4" wingspan, you have to box out. You're not going to out-jump David Thockberg. I don't care how high your vertical is. He can go higher.
Here's Adams, the 3 on the other end, swishes it home. Darius Adams makes it the 11-6. Amir Ali handles the ball well, standing at 6'8". Pitt as well, another primary ball handle at 6'7". There's a strip, nearly a steal. It was poked free by Buckner. Pitt recycles the offense to Mayon. Will hand it off to Irosevich. Irosevich around the perimeter. Here's a deep 3 forced up to beat the time clock by Ali, no good. And rebounded by La Lumiere. They possess the basketball and a 5-point lead with 3 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Adams wants to take another triple, it's no good. Offensive rebound by Love. Love keeps the possession alive to Buckner. Buckner gets his defender in the air. Floater, got it, just a little leaner. And that's going to prompt the timeout by Canyon International. La Lumiere, Daniel Woods, scoring 13 of the game's first 19 points.
There's just so much skill on this team, 1 through 5. Even Steve Solano, we saw earlier, throw that down and just showed great footwork inside. Jonas Muya off the bench, the big behind Solano, setting a great screen there to free Adams up for a look. And now Buckner just gets everybody flying by him. And to think he's, at least in terms of recruiting rankings, the least regarded player in this starting lineup. And he's a 3-star Clemson signee who is going to go play for the Tigers in the ACC. And oh, by the way, he's the son of an NBA vet and current Cavs assistant coach. That would be Greg Buckner Sr., but they call the young man Ace.
It's really interesting to watch the capable ball handling of this La Lumiere team. They're severely undersized, basically at every spot on the field, or court, excuse me, wrong sport, except for 7-foot Steve Stolano in the middle, who is also outsized by David Thockberg, but just using a little bit more precision to get around those long limbs.
Again, skill is going to beat just raw size almost any time in this game of basketball. It really is one of the great equalizers in this game, and La Lumiere putting that on display tonight.
Savage gets a big 3 to go, contested for the Kitchener, Ontario native, and that's a shot that Canyon International needed. Cuts the lead down to 4. Jerry Easter the second. Toledo product. Will give way to Darius Adams. Adams looking for a screen, and he finds one from Murray. Crosses over to his left hand. Skips a pass that's plucked out of the air. An athletic steal, and now run out in transition. This is Green, but Green turned it right back over to La Lumiere. Ahead of the pack to Adams, who puts it in with the left hand. And La Lumiere was able to get that ball right back and turn it into offense. 15-9, 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Driving Rakeen Green. Now an off-ball screen for Mayon. Back to Green. Mirosevic on the perimeter has just hit a triple. Now he goes downhill to the rim, goes to the right. That shot was partially altered, and it's taken away by the Lakers. Easter the second, cuts to the free throw line. Passes out to Adams, he'll take a deep three. It's no good, a fight for the rebound, and Jonas Muya underneath. A little over-emphatic there trying to get that offensive board, and a foul will be called.
Yeah, he was all over the back of Paulo Cerulli right there and just kind of tried to go around him and over the shoulder at the same time. And Muya is a physical presence in there at 6'9", 255, just a sophomore. He is a load who is only going to get more skilled over the next couple of years.
So Canyon International basketball under the direction of head coach Tony McIntyre. This team and this program relatively new. Noah George to Osaruyi. Osaruyi hands it off to Green, takes the three, no good. Osaruyi comes up with the offensive rebound. He kicks it back out to the perimeter, driving to the rim. A lot of contact. Ali's going to shoot a couple of free throws.
And again, Ali so clearly just the most talented shot creator that this CIA team has to offer. And you can see why he's a coveted Division I recruit when it comes to heading to Arizona State next year. Long, athletic, and we've talked about it before, the ability to handle the basketball at that size is such a big part of where the game of basketball is going at a high level.
That free throw makes it 15-10. Ali, 3 early points. Balanced scoring for either team. We've seen some impressive performances in the earlier games we've seen today. Makes them both. We started with Brewster Academy outlasting Bishop O'Connell 59-58. Veritas just a couple of minutes ago defeating Legacy 82-64. We've got more basketball tomorrow. We've got a turnover here as La Lumiere stepped on the sideline. Chuck Love stepped out right in front of that Canyon International bench to give the ball back to the Scorpions. We've seen a variety of different players for the CIA team run the point. This time it's Noah George, the sophomore. They get it inside. Osaruyi shot at the rim, left it short. It's taken away by La Lumiere. In transition come the Lakers. This is Buckner driving the baseline. Through the contact, he finds Bell. Bell wants to penetrate. Fancy footwork, banks it in. Great take by Bell for his third field goal.
Tremendous feat from Melvin Bell, stepping across to free himself up in the middle of the lane, and the touch to put it off the glass.
6-point game, about 18 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock, and a travel. Noah George shuffled his feet. La Lumiere's got the basketball back. Six-point game. Now 8 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. Easter gets it ahead to Melvin Bell. Now to Ace Buckner. He looks to penetrate with his left hand. Wraparound pass is a good one underneath, and it's laid up and in by Solano. That was a great find, and Solano with the awareness to put that through. 18 seconds left to play. Here's Green in transition. He's cut off by Easter. Now 10 seconds left to play. Green maintains possession. Outside to Ali. 5 to shoot. Ali penetrates, goes to the rim right at Solano, who alters the shot. Solano pulls it down. A second left to play. They get it ahead. The shot won't count. La Lumiere is going to lead 19-11 at the end of the first quarter. And again, Daniel, you look at a really balanced scoring attack for either team. No one really stands out, and especially with the exception of maybe Melvin Bell Jr. And Steve Solano's given this team some really good minutes early on for La Lumiere. He leads by 8.
And the thing that stood out on that last play in particular was Solano. You've got Amir Ali, 6'8", coming down the middle of the lane with bad intentions. He went up like he wanted to bring that thing down hard on the rim, sees the 7-foot, 260-pound center in the middle of the lane, and tries to get to the other side of the rim and lay it up. He ends up leaving it short, not enough momentum behind it. And that's just the kind of effect that a player of that size can have in the middle of the lane. But when it comes to scoring, for this La Lumiere team. Melvin Bell showing a ton of skill with the ball in his hands. And then Darius Adams, just a couple of field goals for him, a 3 and a 2. But his ability with the ball in his hands to create things for himself and his teammates has stood out so far.
So La Lumiere, Daniel, really only playing with a player at a time, sometimes two, over 6'5". And when you look at Amir Ali at 6'8", and Jayon Pitt at 6'7", you'd have to think that Canyon's going to have to try to work some of those mismatches because they've got a significant size advantage on the perimeter with those two guards that are more than capable, or wings, I should say, of scoring from all three levels.
Yeah, that would be what you would think is going to be the goal here. And we've even seen Paulo Cerulli at 6'9" put the ball on the floor some. So as this progresses and as this game goes on, you're looking for those bigger mismatch options to come together more as the game goes along.
19-11 our score. It is Canyon International basketball to begin this second quarter. Tough shot, fresh off the benches, up, and that shot is no good. That was Jordan Charles. The other way comes La Lumiere, leading by 8. Easter running the point. He's met by Noah George. Screen from Solano. Hooks the pass to the corner, and an illegal screen to set up that 3 by Darius Adams, so we're going the other way.
And Melvin Bell gets caught with the moving screen that time. And the second time, we've seen an unforced error from this La Lumiere team. And that's not something you often see from this group, but it's something that even at the highest levels of basketball can and will happen. We saw it earlier with Brewster and Bishop O'Connell. Brewster had 4 straight opportunities to take the lead in that game, and they turned the ball over 4 straight times. So even at the highest levels of basketball, you still run into some unforced errors.
Score remains 19-11. Jerry Easter between the circles. Bell comes to set a screen. Now an extra pass to Buckner, takes the triple, no good off back iron. Long rebound pulled down by Easter. Easter wants to penetrate, steps through the lane, kicks to Buckner, drives the baseline, count the basket. He's going to the line to shoot. Body control from 6'1" Ace Buckner. He gets the hoop and the harm, and it's a 10-point lead for La Lumiere.
And Buckner just so under control, and you would expect that from the son of an NBA player, but he's also the son of a coach with Greg Buckner on staff for the Cavs right now. You expect that kind of heady play from somebody with the bloodlines like Ace Buckner.
Early 4 points for, as you would expect, for somebody that coaches for the Cavs, the Cleveland, Ohio native. It remains at 4. Solano, though, muscles free for the offensive rebound, and he's going to the line as he's fouled. Steve Solano from the Bronx. He's going to go to the line and shoot, too.
Solano, a guy that is really going to have his pick of where in the country he wants to go play college basketball, at least geographically. I talked about it before the game started. He's got offers in the ACC, the Big 12, the Big 10, and the SEC. So you want to talk about power conferences, Steve Solano has his pick.
And it's been a unique path for him as well. He played at a pretty interesting academy last year as he makes that free throw.
He did. Spent 2022 before the school closed at Kanye West's Donda Academy in California. So Steve Solano has made his way to La Lumiere through some interesting means, you would say, but it's all turned out to him being one of the best regarded 7-footers in the nation and a guy that's going to have an opportunity at an outstanding college career as well.
That ball thrown away by Canyon, so La Lumiere has possession. Into the front court now with Darius Adams, works it to the corner. Bell Jr. wraparound pass underneath. Solano again is able to lay it in. Steve Solano is up to 8 points now, and it's 25-11. That's a 14-point advantage for La Lumiere. Canyon needs answers on the offensive side of the floor. Noah George, can he find him? He goes to the rim, runs out of room, throws it away. It's taken away and picked off by Solano. Pass down the floor to Adams. Adams in transition. What a hesitation. Takes it to the rim and scores. That's the take of the game from Darius Adams when he's dealing with David Thockber, and just hit him with the hezzy and put it up off the glass. Now Jordan Charles will hand it off to Noah George. 16-point advantage for La Lumiere. Amir Ali, he goes downhill to the rim. He's fouled before the shot is put up and in. Should be a foul on the floor. and it will be. We'll see Chuck Love check back into the game. This is a shorthanded La Lumiere team today. Only expecting them to go about 8 deep. George to inbound, Scorpion basketball. Ali driving, free throw line, is fouled again. He's knocked over, and he's going to wake up sore tomorrow. He's fallen a couple of times in this game.
And he's so aggressive going to the basket. You're going to get those bumps and bruises as it happens. But again, just tripped up from behind that time, and he clutched at that left knee like he banged it off the floor. Again, a guy like Ali that is that aggressive, I'm sure he has come to understand over the years what it feels like to wake up with some bruises, and I think he's mighty okay with that, with the way that he plays the game of basketball.
Just under 6 minutes left to play in the first half. Canyon gets it in. This is Pitt looking to penetrate, got around his man and flushes it in with 2 holes. Jayon Pitt, the number 35 player in his class, a native of Toronto, holds offers from Arizona State and Oklahoma State. While Lumiere lead is trimmed down to 14. Ace Buckner throwing now to Easter on the perimeter. Up top to Solano. Solano now to Adams. Adams around the first man and the second, but the shot is sent away like a volleyball player. David Thockber there rose, and there just wasn't anything that Adams could do about that.
Well, that is the erasing power of a 7'4" wingspan, folks. Darius Adams had a clean lane to the basket, puts up a good shot, and David Thockber just has the ability to go and take it.
It remains La Lumiere basketball. The inbound to Buckner, who wisely dribbles away from Thockber. Takes it out to the perimeter, 2 to shoot, to beat the buzzer, forces a shot, no good. Offensive rebound by La Lumiere. It was in the hands of Easter and then knocked out of bounds last touch by Canyon International. So the Lakers will keep it underneath this basket. Easter again looking to get it in. And he gets it to Solano. Solano goes to the jump hook and just got up quicker before Thockber, and Solano's in double figures.
That's tremendous touch from Steve Solano. Goes to the left hand, under control, keeps his weight underneath him, and just puts it up softly with the left hand and gets a nice roll.
Other side of the floor, Pitt, extra pass. Around the perimeter now to George. Now a 3 forced up by Ali is no good. It's tipped and corralled by Ace Buckner. 29-13, 4:30 left to play first half. Buckner driving on George to the corner now to Danny Murray. Entry pass to Solano, wants to go right back. Thockber, he lays it up and in and scores it. Steve Solano is having the first half of his season. He's in double figures. He's going to the line. He's got 12, and we've played just 12 minutes of this game.
And one of the things that can take away the length of David Thockber is the physicality of Steve Solano, and he just buried that man underneath the rim, backed him down, made a quick move, and against a shot blocker, that's what you need to do. You need to make a quick move, either get them off their feet with a pump fake or something to get them off their feet, or you do what Steve Solano did, which is you get off the ground before they can.
Thockber will head to the bench with 2 fouls. Here's Pitt. Up top to Noah George. Works it into the corner. Wide open 3 is no good by Osaruyi, but he comes up with the offensive rebound. Euro step, shot up, no good, but he's shooting 2. Paul Osaruyi following his shot and earning a trip to the line because of it.
Osaruyi, 6'10" as a freshman, has shown an impressive amount of skill at that size and age. Euro step to get into the lane right there. He's flashed some skill to put the ball on the floor. This is a guy that looks like he's got a real high ceiling for the college level as we move forward.
Plays his AAU ball for Arizona Unity, which is a similar theme for a lot of these players as he misses the first free throw. And representing Canada at FIBA Americas, the U16 tournament, was a member of the all-tournament team, averaging just under 15 points per game. He's not able to find some points on this free throw attempt, but an offensive rebound and putback is pure by Jayon Pitt. It makes it 32-15. Canyon trying to use the offensive glass to get back into this game. Easter. Now Melvin Bell Jr. Solano sets the screen. Bell driving down the lane, goes to the rim. The shot's blocked from behind by Osaruyi. Ahead of the pack to Ali. Ali wants to take it himself and does for 2 points.
A crafty finish there from Ali. Feels his momentum going one way, able to put it in the right hand and spin it back.
Lumiere leading by 15. Easter off the Solano screen. That was a punishing screen, and he rolls it to the rim, puts it up, count the basket, we're going to the line. So many things that Solano did right, just a punishing screen, rolled perfectly to the rim, and is able to finish through the contact and go to the free throw line.
Just an absolute brick wall that frees up Jerry Easter, and then he dives straight to the basket. And that's what you want your big guy to do. Just sprint to the front of the rim and look for the basketball. And that's what Steve Solano did right there. He's been so impressive to start this game.
He's got 15 points. Make it 16. The big man makes his free throws. And he's going to get a well-deserved rest as Jonas Moya will come into the game. (35-17). Jayon Pitts got 6 points, 6 of the 17 for Canyon International. Now to Irosevich into the corner. Osaruyi wants to take a triple, and this time he finds the bottom of the net. Osaruyi finding the score sheet. He's got 3. Cuts it down to a 15-point lead. Now we're going to see some token full-court man defense applied by Canyon International. Buckner able to get it across the timeline. There's another punishing screen. The shot is up. It's no good. Offensive rebound by Bell, but he went over the back, and the possession will go to Canyon.
Even though he fouls Ali with a forearm in the back, you see the vertical there from Melvin Bell at 6'4". Again, Ali didn't get up as high as he could have because he got the forearm in the back. But Bell was a couple inches over the peak of Amir Ali's leap there.
Speaking of, Ali's going to draw a foul of his own. And that's going to be assessed to Ace Buckner. Lemire will go to the bench again. And as Chuck Love will check back in. Maybe after this first free throw.
That's something we got to talk about. Some changes to the high school basketball rules this year, thanks to the folks at the NFHS. No more 7 foul, 1-and-1 bonus. It's 5 fouls in a quarter, and you get 2 shots. It's the rules that we've seen at the women's college basketball level for the last few years, and it's made its way to high school basketball. And I mean, from what I've seen in my coverage here with EYBL Scholastic and elsewhere around high school basketball, it's been well received.
Some split free throws there by Ali, taken the other way by La Lumiere, leading by 14 points. Buckner on the perimeter now to Adams, wants to penetrate. Euro steps to the rim and in for 2. Darius Adams has got 9. Ali wants to go coast to coast on the other end. Bullet pass to the corner. Catch and shoot 3 is up and no good by Irosevich. Knocked out of bounds, and it's going La Lumiere's way. A 16-point game, 2:14 left to play in the first time. Our final game to be broadcast today on League Ready TV. We've got more action coming tomorrow beginning at 4 o'clock. Brewster Academy will take on Orangeville Prep, and then at 6 o'clock, this same La Lumiere team will take on Legacy Early College. As we go down to the other end of the floor, a foul called against Canyon International will take and put Jonas Moya on the line.
We've talked about being impressed with the skill from Paulo Saruyi to this point, but at the end of the day, he's still a freshman. That's his 3rd personal foul here in the first half.
Mayon will check back in. For Canyon, Danny Murray back into the game for La Lumiere. Moya's next free throw attempt is no good, misses twice for the line. 16-point game, just over 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Ali with a crossover and a great screen from Mayo. Now he wants to step back, take the triple, no good, offside iron. The rebound pulled down in the corner by Pitt, who maintains possession for the Scorpions. Now looking to penetrate to the rim is Green with some good body control to put it in for 2. Raheem Green, his first 2 points of the game.
Strong take there from Green, just 170 pounds, but he knocks his man to the ground on the way.
Jerry Easter looking to answer right back at Green. And he nearly turned the ball over. He did turn it over. It's going to be showtime and a slam dunk on the other end for Amir Ali. We've got a whistle and a technical foul. As it looks like it's going to be assessed to Ali. He went to guard the inbounder and bumped them out of bounds. And that's going to prompt some technical free throws here.
Well, you can't do that. You can have fun. You can go dunk the basketball. You can be fired up, but you just can't do that, can you?
No, I don't think you can. The officials certainly agree with you because we've got Darius Adams shooting a couple of free throws, has the opportunity to put himself in double figures. And he misses the first.
Now you look at Darius Adams' offer list, and first of all, you want to talk about the fact that he scored 1,000 points in 2 years at Manasquan High School in New Jersey. But you look at his offer list, and there's one that you kind of have to highlight. You think he might have highlighted too, because his sister Destiny is signed to go to Rutgers next year.
Mm-hmm.
He's 1 year behind her. He has that Rutgers offer. Now the question becomes, is he going to take it up?
It's a pretty impressive offer sheet when you put those teams up next to the Scarlet Knights. St. John's, Florida State, Indiana, Kansas. He's got options. And he can pass it like Stockton. Here's Chuck Love on the perimeter. Gives it to Adams off the screen. He's going to take the three. It's no good off the front of the rim. Rebound poke free and a foul as we are going the other way, as Pitt is most likely headed to the line with some free throws here. You heard me.
I did. Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it.
12-point game, 1:12 left to play here in the first half. And Jayon Pitt going to the line. He's third in this EYBL circuit in rebounding, has represented Canada at the U17 level. I mentioned a number of players for the Arizona Unity AAU team. He's one of them. So he makes the first free throw.
It's a very strong Canadian presence on this team as well for Canyon International. Miles Sadler, who we haven't seen in this game. Andrew Urasevich, who's come in and knocked down a couple of shots. Pitt, of course, along with Rakeem Green and Osirui, all Canadian internationals, and a lot of them, much like Pitt has, representing that team, representing that country, I should say, on an international level.
Here's Easter with a nice touch. He's got 4 points now in the game. Under a minute left to play in the first half, 39-27, the La Lumiere advantage. Left alone, Mayom wants to take a triple. It's too long, and it's rebounded underneath by Moya. Opportunity for La Lumiere to go 2 for 1 if they want to. Adams up top to Easter. Easter now wants to reset the play. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Easter driving all the way to the rim. Used that long wingspan, but he can't finish. It's out of bounds. Last touch by La Lumiere. It's going Canyon's way. And for a Scorpions team that struggled for much of this first half, would be tremendous for them to go into the halftime locker room trailing by single digits and see what they can do on the final possession. 15 seconds left to play. Pitt on the perimeter, looking for a Mayom screen, who slips it, works it around. Pitt now a catch and shoot three in the corner is no good. Rebounded long. It's taken ahead by Adams. Adams wants to race down the floor. Adams has it blocked off the glass. Offensive rebound. La Lumiere also is rejected, and that's how we're going to end things headed to this first half locker room. La Lumiere outpacing Canyon International early, 39-27 the score here at the break. As you're It is 39-27 La Lumiere over Canyon International as we welcome you back. Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike. Only basketball. And it is also presented by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavors. Chipotle for real. We're on the campus here at Garrett College. It's Luke Wiggs and Daniel Woods as we're about to get this second half underway. The first half and the spotlight stolen by Steve Stolano and this La Lumiere Laker team that put up 39 points and held Canyon International to 27. Solano going for 16 points. Daniel Woods had a very impressive first half.
Yeah, that's right, Luke. And the guy that we were worried about on the inside, at least to start this game, was 7'1" David Thockber for Canyon International, his 7'4" wingspan. But Steve Solano's been the one to dominate. And we also want to talk about Jayon Pitt, who it seems like is a guy that can dominate some Chipotle, too.
Yeah, take a look at this Chipotle spotlight player. The burrito with chicken, brown rice, black beans, queso, lettuce, cheese. Solid option. I mean, that is the solid 7 of Chipotle orders right there.
He keeps it basic. It's high protein, low carb, low fat option here from Jayon Pitt. You got to love an athlete that knows how to eat like an athlete.
Absolutely. Just a professional on and off the court there from Pitt. We'll see what kind of an impact he can have in the second half. He had 8 points in that first half of play for Canyon International. It's Solano that's immediately double-teamed as we begin the second half of play. And then a 3 taken and hit by Darius Adams, who's going to the line after he was knocked down and buried that shot. Darius Adams, an impressive first half, continuing that momentum here in the second.
And Adams, we talked about the offer list that he's got. You can see why. We talked about his scoring at his previous stop at Manasquan High School in New Jersey. You can see why he put up 1,000 points in just 2 years. This guy can get it done from all 3 levels.
This is the free throw. It's a 15-point advantage for La Lumiere. And the Scorpions working now on the other end of the floor. Amir Ali had 9 points. He goes to the rim and flushes it with 2 hands. That quick first step to get around the defender and the springiness to slam it home.
And Amir Ali, again, we've talked about his ability to handle the basketball at 6'8", and he shows it there, just slicing his way into the lane.
Jerry Easter kicking to Buckner, who drives the baseline. He put the ball a little low, and a jump ball will be called, as Pitt was able to get his hands on that. And the arrow is favoring the Scorpions. High-level basketball being played here today, Daniel, and it's attracted some Power 5 coaches that are dotted in the stands behind us. Here's a catch-and-shoot 3 that's no good. The tip-back is up and in by David Thockber. Where did he come from? Oh, my goodness. You can't teach tall, and you can't teach what just happened.
You cannot. David Thockber, again, it is – we keep talking about the length that this guy possesses, but you can't really separate it from his game because he's capable of doing things like that.
Here's Adams. Maintains possession as Easter steps into a 15-footer and left it long. And now Canyon can trigger the other way. We'll see if they have some momentum now. Osiori will hand it off. This is Noah George. George has a tip pass out to Thockber on the perimeter. Back up top to George. Scanning for an opening. Nearly threw it into the backcourt. It's the long arms of Ali that keeps that in front, but he commits the offensive foul and gives the ball to La Lumiere.
Anytime you duck that shoulder, that front shoulder into your opponent's chest, it's going to get called. And Darius Adams in good position as well. That's legal guarding position. All you can ask for from a defender when it comes to taking a charge.
11-point lead, La Lumiere. First 2 minutes gone here, third quarter. Easter, oh, what a move to get around his defender. On the baseline, got another in the air. Kicks inside, Solano is fouled, and he's going back to the line. A couple of nifty dribble moves there to get the separation and the find inside for Solano, who's going to shoot a pair.
When Jerry Easter struggled to get his own offense going so far in this game, and you can see the frustration in his face when those shots haven't gone down yet, but he hasn't given up on setting up his teammates, and he's so skilled and has such an ability to get into the lane and draw opponents to him that it would be difficult for him to not create opportunities for his teammates even when his shots aren't falling.
Solano makes the first, makes it 43-31. And the second. The big man has not missed from the charity stripe tonight. 13-point game. Pitt now to run the point. As he's guarded by Bell, will hand it off to Noah George. Phoenix, Arizona native, behind the back dribble, nearly lost it. Up top to Ali, gets the Thockber screen, uses up the dribble. Now to Pitt, 10 seconds to shoot. Pitt has it poked free underneath the rim. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Canyon. It's going La Lumiere's way. No, we're going to keep it with Canyon on this side of the floor. My apologies. Noah George, the sophomore, to trigger. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Keep that in mind. Catch and shoot three off the inbound by Pitt's no good. Thockber rises. He comes up with the offensive rebound, gives it back out to Noah George. He's going to take a three. He's fouled on the attempt. He's shooting three. As Buckner Jr. got a little bit too much of the arm on that one.
Haven't seen Noah George get to do a whole lot in this game. He's a guy with some skill, has some Power 5 looks, and is going to have an opportunity here now to pick up some momentum. And Luke, you mentioned some college coaches dotting the crowd behind our broadcast position. Another coach in the building that some of the folks at home may not necessarily be all too familiar with, but I know that the folks that are in the crowd here at Garrett College are quite familiar with. That's the former head coach of the Garrett College Lakers here on the campus in the building that we are playing in. You could call it the house that Dennis Gibson built. He's got over 700 career wins before retiring a couple of years ago. Hit that 700 win mark back in February of 2021. And Coach Gibson in the house for this one tonight as well. He coached a lot of great basketball in this building, and he's seeing some good stuff today, too.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd love to coach a lot of players that are going to be mixing it up here over the next couple of days. A couple of made free throws by George, 11-point game on the other end. Shot short by Easter, taken away by Canyon. Can they trim the lead down to single digits? Here's Ali, takes the contact, and again, he goes tumbling hard to the floor. He's going to shoot a couple of free throws, but for the time being, he's a little bit slow to get up there in front of his own bench.
And it's the second time that it's taken Amir Ali a little bit of time to compose himself after getting knocked to the ground. And we talked about it the first time it happened. He plays just such a physical and such a high-flying and volatile style that he takes some knocks, and sometimes it takes a little time to get back up after that.
That's going to prompt the timeout by La Lumiere, leading by 11, 44-33, and the majority of that coming by Steve Solano. But the way this team is put together, you got a deadly combination. You talk about, longer combinations, and Darius Adams is 6'5", and Solano, they've been in a lot of those pick and roll situations and have fed off each other quite well as they've made up the majority of the scoring for La Lumiere.
And here's another look at what Amir Ali's been able to do as well, and that's actually David Thockber, excuse me, bringing that down. You want to talk about length. You talked about Steve Solano and Darius Adams bringing some length to the floor. How about David Thockber? Again, 7'1", 7'4" wingspan, headed to play at the next level. Just so impressive.
He signed his letter of intent with San Diego State. I think they're getting a pretty good one. As the free throw is up and in by Ali. A little worse for wear after tumbling to the hard surface here. And by the way, you mentioned the house that Dennis Gibson built. It's a heck of a house.
It's an impressive facility here at Garrett College. And as someone with some firsthand experience as to how competitive this Maryland Junior College Athletic Conference and particularly Region 20 in this area can get, you can understand why it's such a nice facility, because these people care about their Garrett College basketball.
Solano hands the ball off to Danny Murray. 15 to shoot. He gives away to Darius Adams. Adams with 12. Adams wants to penetrate. Oh, he goes between his legs. Which way did he go? He lays it up and in for 2 points. The body control, the footwork, and the finish by Darius Adams. 46-35, 4:40 left to play now. On the other end, Pitt wants to answer, and he's going to be fouled on his way to the rim. As Jayon Pitt and Amir Ali are both doing their part to keep Canyon competitive in this game. And foul on Bell to put Jayon Pitt at the line.
And now we've talked about the lack of depth for this La Lumiere team, and all of a sudden, Melvin Bell out there with 4 fouls.
There's only 8 jerseys on that this roster for La Lumiere. I should say 8 players that are dressed today. And as the first free throw is missed.
And, oh, doggone it, your 4-star Jr. just picked up his 4th foul, and you got to put your 3-star Clemson signee back in the game.
It's a nice problem to have. There's a lot of high school coaches in the country that would love to have that problem. It's a 10-point game after that made free throw. Jerry Easter hails from Toledo. He's got the ball in his right hand and gives away now to Danny Murray. Murray now to Solano. To Buckner. Around the perimeter work the Lakers. Adams now right side. Adams gives it around to Solano. Hand it off to Easter. 8 to shoot. Easter with a spin into the lane to get the space, and that shot was altered by Thockber. It's taken away by Canyon International, then plucked out of the air by Buckner. Adams wants to take the 3 left side, no good. Solano tips it back out. It's through the hands of Adams, and now it's a 2-on-1. The lob and the jam. It's flushed in by Amir Ali, and that cuts the lead down to 8.
And Ali still a little worse for wear. He comes up limping from that one, and immediately Rakeem Green going to the scorer's table, and he may just be coming in after this offensive foul.
Offensive foul on Darius Adams. Doesn't like the call. That's his 2nd foul committed. George puts it up high, and it's slammed in by Amir Ali. There you see on the replay. 8-point game. Canyon forcing their way back into this contest. Jayon Pitts got 9. He crosses over at the free throw line, wants to get in double figures and does so with a reverse layup. Just like that, 2-possession game, 46-40. Here's Ace Buckner, now to Murray. Murray to Solano on the perimeter to hand it off to Easter.
Not a lot of opportunities for Solano here in the 3rd so far.
Murray's trying to find some space. Got his defender up in the air but can't shoot it. Easter with 10 to shoot. What can he find? Easter wants to drive. Dishes down low. Solano has it knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. It'll stay with Lumiere. They've got 4 seconds on that shot clock.
That double team coming immediately with Rakeem Green crashing down, getting a hand in there. Rather, it was Pitt, I believe. But immediately understanding you got to get a second body to this guy, because as much as Thockberg gives you in length and rim protection, he's given up a lot of weight to Steve Solano.
Murray looking to get it in, does so to Solano. It's picked up by Easter. He's fouled as he put it up with the left hand. That nutmeg Solano there went right between his legs, and Easter reached down and picked it up. That foul on Jurasevich to put Easter at the line. Number 25 in the class of 2025 is Jerry Easter. We talk about a really impressive offer sheet for him as well. They almost run out of space with some of these Lumiere players as the first free throw is up and good, Daniel, because there's a lot of interest by a lot of Power 5, Power 6 programs in college basketball with some of these Laker players.
And we talked about Steve Solano having his pick. Jerry Easter, you could argue, has the most impressive list here just in terms of volume. I don't know that there's a power conference that's not represented here for Jerry Easter. Same goes for Darius Adams. I mean, he holds offers from Kansas and Indiana and Syracuse as well. Melvin Bell, out of the juniors in that starting lineup, has the shortest offer list, and he still has offers from Illinois, Michigan, and Missouri when it comes to power conference teams. It's incredibly impressive, the collection of talent.
An incredibly impressive offensive rebound put up and in by Jayon Pitts going back to the line. In double figures is the Toronto native with a chance to convert the three-point play. You see Canyon putting a bigger lineup into the game. And we'll see the freshman Osaruyi check back into the game as the free throw is up and good. And Jayon Pitts. He's up to 14 tonight. We got a foul 94 feet away from the basket. That's committed by Jordan Charles.
It's the 5th of the quarter, so again, you commit a foul underneath the Lumiere basket and send him down to shoot 2 free throws.
And it's Ace Buckner to shoot him.
What you've got to worry about here if you're Lumiere when it comes to that foul trouble, obviously Melvin Bell's got 4. That last foul on the other end was the 3rd against Jonas Muya, who is the only thing resembling a backup you have behind Steve Solano. So Muya goes back to the bench and Solano comes in, but you're going to have to complete a little bit of a dance here over the last 10 minutes and change for Lumiere here. if Muya is still in foul trouble and something happens, if Solano picks up a couple, it's going to become treacherous territory, especially given the size that this Canyon team has.
Violation's going to negate that free throw. Oh, no, they are going to count it. Forgive me. 49-43 is the score. 2:40 left to play here in the third quarter. Green dancing on the perimeter as he gives it to Osaruyi. Can he find some space? He steps back on Solano, misses everything. It's saved in bounds, though, by Charles. Charles up top, now wide open underneath the rim. Green lays it up and in. A little bit of chaos turns into some points for Rakeem Green. He's got 4. That trims the lead down to just 3, 48-45. 2:15 left to play here in the third quarter.
You thought, as we were getting late into that second quarter, that there was a chance that La Lumiere was in a position to put this thing away and coast the rest of the way, but Canyon has really brought it back here in the third.
Adams, the corner 3, buries another one. Adams, that's his third triple of the game. And he's up to 17 points now. A really impressive performance from the junior. Now Ali dishes to Irasevic. He's trying to find space to get open. Osaruyi now looking to penetrate at Solano, gets around him, but Solano blocks the shot. The big man continues to have a big impact. Here's Adams coast to coast. Now gives it to Buckner. And we've got a travel now on Adams giving the ball back to Buckner, and that'll give the ball back to Canyon International.
And again, this is a momentum opportunity for Canyon. That last 3 that you got from Darius Adams for La Lumiere, you can't let that kill your momentum. You got it down to a 1-possession game. They came back, gave you a counter punch, but you have to keep this momentum going as you close in on the end of the third.
90 seconds left to play, third quarter. Irasevic now to Green, takes the 3, and that's no good. Long rebound, though. Irasevic has it for a moment. Now it's pulled down. Osaruyi. Now to Jordan Charles. 6-point game. Charles looking for the Mayome screen. Dances around his defender. Charles in the lane is stripped of the ball, but he's fouled. And he'll have some free throws incoming. Charles also representing Canada at the U16 level, a Toronto native. Charles with just some good footwork there before it was poked away. La Lumiere couldn't believe it.
Jerry Easter, a great athlete, great point of attack defender, but Charles just a quick step to get by him.
First free throw, no good. It remains a 6-point game. 64 seconds left to play in the third. Next one rolls out as well, as Canyon's left some points at the line tonight. Here's Buckner across the timeline. Now to Adams. Off the screen from Solano. Adams wants to take a deep 3, no good. Long rebound, follows a shot. Adams drives down the lane, puts it up. The shot is up and no good, and he's got some free throws incoming. I always tell you, follow your shot. Adams gets rewarded with some free throws for doing just that.
At Canyon, a couple of guys a little more interested in leaking out and trying to get a dunk than making sure Darius Adams didn't take care of that long rebound. He's able to grab it, worked his way into the lane, maybe had a chance to dish it off to Solano, but gets a good look at the basket, and he'll get a chance at 2.
Adams stays at 17 points for the evening. .6'5" wing can certainly be very versatile at the next level as a capable ball handler. Makes that free throw. 52-45. Charles gets a couple of screens, still not able to get free. But it's Buckner that switches onto him. End of the lane now. Green has it taken away by Adams, and Green trying to win the ball back. Knocks down Adams right in front of our broadcast position, so more free throws incoming for the junior for La Lumiere.
A potentially scary looking play there as Green, in his effort to get that ball back, reaching in, goes across Adams and comes down on the outside of his ankle. Good thing to see Adams pop back up a little bit ginger as he walks to the free throw line, but he should be able to step in and knock these down as well as anybody.
Really important 30 seconds here for La Lumiere to potentially try to build an insurmountable deficit as we go into the fourth quarter, or for Canyon to chip into this lead. And it's 8 as it stands right now, 53-45, pending the next free throw. And Adams makes them both. 9-point advantage, about a half-sec difference between shot clock and game clock. Jayon Pitt yo-yos the basketball with that right hand. Mayom sets the screen. Pitt downhill, spinning in the lane, fading away, and the shot is no good. Rebounded by Solano. One more chance for points in this quarter for La Lumiere. Buckner from coast to coast. Buckner, a lot of contact. Free throws incoming. The shot won't count as Solano ran in behind and tipped it. Now it's Buckner that's slow to get up, and he should be shooting too.
Great presence of mind there from Ace Buckner to see the time on the clock and just push. He had guys running with him, could have kicked it out for a jumper, but instead goes to the rim, guarantees an opportunity at some points here going into the end of the third as he gets fouled there. Had an opportunity potentially for the three-point play, could have kicked it out, seen somebody put up a three, but now Buckner goes to the line at the very least and has a chance to get 2 here.
And he gets the first. Buckner up to 5 points now in the evening. Adams with an even 20, and Solano with 18, the majority of which that came in the first half. You saw La Lumiere take their forwards out of the lane and see if we have some full court pressure here. And as both free throws are made. 5 seconds left. They throw it out to midcourt for Mayum. Mayum goes right down the lane. Solano blocks the shot off the glass, and that'll be the final action here of the third quarter. 56-45 is the advantage for La Lumiere, and that's the lead that they're going to take into the fourth quarter. And again, really impressive performances. Darius Adams and Steve Solano, leading the way for La Lumiere. And you have to credit Pat Holmes and the rotation that he's used in this game. Just 8 players, but they're playing at a pretty high level. But again, you are watching League Ready TV, this Nike EYBL Scholastic. It is presented by Nike, only basketball with Nike, and presented by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavors, Chipotle for real. So again, Darius Adams and Steve Solano doing the majority of the damage for La Lumiere as they maintain this 56-45 lead as we go into the fourth quarter. Jayon Pitt and Amir Ali doing the damage for Canyon International and looking to chip into this deficit. As I was saying, La Lumiere, the Lakers, only 8 players in the rotation, rotated well because they look spry and they look more than capable of defending this lead going into the fourth.
That's right, and they've done it for a decent bit of this second half without Melvin Bell on the floor hardly at all, and we haven't even seen that much of Chuck Love. Chuck Love hasn't scored in this basketball game. So you look at this roster, you look at this lineup, it's a well-regarded team. There's a ton of talent on this team, but even without some of the high-end guys, they're continuing to get things done really from start to finish.
And for Canyon, it's really been the effort plays that have given them these second chance opportunities that have kept them within striking distance. They're going to have to be really active in the offensive side of the glass and, of course, the offensive side of the floor here in the fourth quarter. And it is the Scorpions to get the ball. Now, forgive me, La Lumiere basketball as we begin the fourth and final quarter.
And we talked about it before when Melvin Bell picked up that fourth foul that, oh, doggone it, you've got to bring in your 3-star Clemson commit. By the way, we've talked about how we haven't seen much of Chuck Love in this game. Oh, man, the guy that's replaced him at that small forward position has been Danny Murray, who has offers from UMass and Bryant.
We got a couple of players down behind the play. Canyon gets a good look at 3 that's up and no good, and it's rebounded by La Lumiere as David Thakbor was really slow to get up after getting tangled in the corner. He was in the backcourt for that entire La Lumiere possession, but he's still on the floor right now. Here's a catch and shoot 3 by Buckner, no good off the side of the rim. It's pulled down by Jayon Pitt. Head of the pack now, Noah George. Canyon trailing by 11, 56-45.
There's still some discomfort. You can see it in Thakbur's face. Paulo Cerulli's gone to the scorer's table. You wonder if that's a change coming up.
Jump hook in the lane, up and good by Jayon Pitt, using his length to his advantage. That brings us within 9, 56-47. Jerry Easter the second. Now to Buckner. A Solano screen. Buckner wants to get to the rack again. He's able to lay it up and in. That thing was rattling, and he still got it to go. He's got 7, while Lumiere pushes it back to double digits on their lead.
And we talked about it in the first half. Buckner just so under control on those drives and able to put it up softly.
Here's a run to the rim and a foul as yet again Amir Ali takes a tumble on this playing surface and is slow to get up. He's somebody that really lays his body on the line, and he's going to wake up with a lot of bruises tomorrow, and I'm sure he's going to have his fair share of ibuprofen before this night's over.
And frankly, wouldn't you get up slowly if you got hit by somebody Steve Solano's size?
I get up slowly as it is.
That's your problem. I'll let you handle that in your own time.
But it's Ali at the free throw line where he's been many times tonight. As he makes the first, that makes it 58-48. And Thakbur now is going to come out of the game. Osaruyi is going to replace him. Next shot up, it's the same result, a couple of makes for Ali. 9-point game once again. Jerry Easter gives away to Murray. Now swung around to Adams. A couple of jab steps, looking to get some space. Now going downhill, shrugs off the defender, takes the mid-range jumper, it's no good, and rebounded by Canyon. Trailing by 9. Can they cut in even further to their disadvantage? And now we've got a foul. Adams put a couple of hands on Jayon Pitt, and he's penalized. That's the third on Darius Adams. Remember, as you mentioned, Melvin Bell in foul trouble. Only 8 players dressed for the Lakers tonight.
So Bell's over on the bench with 4. Jonas Muya has 3, and now Adams picks up his 3rd.
Irasevic is guarded by Murray, trying to spin free. Osaruyi now gives way to Noah George between the circles. George looks to penetrate, goes at Solano, and Solano sends it out of bounds. Gonna have to check his numbers at the end of this game because it's been an impressive performance.
It's hard to ask for more out of a guy like Steve Solano, for him to not only continually bring you a presence in the paint on offense, but to just erase things like that at the rim. There is no scoring any soft buckets on this La Lumiere team when he's on the floor.
And there's a take to the basket by Amir Ali, continuing to put up impressive numbers. Makes it a 7-point game. Across the timeline now, La Lumiere with Darius Adams. Adams now to Gregory Ace Buckner. Lost the ball for a moment. Picks it back up, drives the lane, kicks to the corner, catch and shoot 3. Murray sends it home and through. His first points of the game, a made triple is a key one, and the advantage back out to 10 points. Ali and Pitt playing the 2-man game here. Ali wants to isolate. Lost the ball for a moment. Gives it up to Irasevic. Now they'll work the ball back to Ali. Ali's going to step into a 3 and buries it. Amir Ali continues to stuff the score sheet. He's up to 22 points.
Knew he was going to have to make a big scoring impact in this game for CIA to have a crack at taking down La Lumiere, and he's done it well today.
61-54, 4:30 left to play. And now the Scorpions need to string together a couple of stops. Here's Buckner, step back, tough take, tough finish. And that's his 4th field goal. He's got 9, 63-54. Pitt throws it to Ali, left side corner. Ali now looking to work on his defender as he takes it in the lane and is fouled by Jerry Easter. Just the second on Easter. Got Adams out there playing with 3 fouls, along with Ace Buckner and Melvin Bell, who's on the bench with 4. David Dockler comes back into the game. Noah George gets it in, and an easy layup there for Irasevich, and a well-designed play by Canyon. Makes it 63-56. Adams now in transition. Adams wants to take it himself, puts it up in with a soft touch. Darius Adams, he's up to 22 as well. That matches the game high.
Great focus there from Adams going to the basket. Had Thakbar right there, his hand right in front of the rim, and he still finishes.
Pitt wants a quick answer, and he's got it. He's up to 18. We're trading buckets here, although that's not what Canyon wants. They need to get a couple of stops. Here's Buckner. He goes all the way to the rim. The shot is up and in. Count the basket. The defense just wasn't set up. He beat everybody down the floor. Lays it in. Goaltending would have been called on that play as well. There was a Canyon player that punched the bottom of the rim.
And Buckner just does such a great job pushing the pace. Again, he has the ball in his hands so much for this team, is so in control, sharing those ball handling duties with Adams. And again, they have controlled the speed at which this game is played. And when it comes down to it, you have to be impressed with this La Lumiere team, not just because of the talent, not just because of the scoring ability that these guys have, but even as Canyon has stayed in this game, it's never felt like La Lumiere is playing at a pace that they don't want to be playing at.
We've got more basketball tomorrow on League Ready TV beginning at 4 o'clock. Brewster Academy, who we saw today win a nail-biter against Bishop O'Connell, will take on Orangeville Prep. That tips off at 4 p.m. Daniel Woods will have the call for that game. La Lumiere in action again against Legacy Early College, who we just saw lost to Veritas Academy, so you know that Legacy is going to be looking for a bounce-back performance there. Certainly a lot of more fun basketball to be played tonight here at Garrett College. Talented players, talented teams. We've seen our fair share of highlights, and we might have the makings of another exciting finish here as well.
Absolutely right, Luke. It all started this afternoon with Brewster Academy taking on Bishop O'Connell, a matchup of top 15 teams in the SC Next top 25. And it comes right down to the wire. A little bit of controversy there at the end. Did Joe Wooten get the timeout in or not with half a second left in the game? It ends up not mattering as the shot at the buzzer doesn't go down for Bryson Tucker. But a really compelling basketball game to start the day. Maybe even saw a little bit of a breakout performance from Brewster's Sebastian Wilkins. And it's only gotten better. That Veritas Legacy game was back and forth for 3 quarters. And we've got a good one here as Canyon just won't go away against La Lumiere.
Buckner Jr. in double figures. He's got 13. Extends the lead back to 10 for La Lumiere. Now the Scorpions with Amir Ali. Ali in the paint, turned it over. It's a 3-on-1 the other way. Buckner wants to race ahead, lays it back off, and Easter lays it in for 2 points, and that's going to prompt the timeout now by Canyon. And they're very upset. Tony McIntyre coming off of his bench. It's a 12-point game, 3 minutes left to play. That's not the sequence out of the timeout that McIntyre wanted. A made free throw, a turnover, and an easy layup.
Certainly not. This game started to feel like it might be slipping away, started to feel like La Lumiere might be seizing back control for the final few minutes. You needed something there if you were Canyon. You needed something to swing things back your direction. And instead it's a quick turnover and an easy layup for Jerry Easter. Now coming out of this timeout, I think I know where the ball has to go. Jayon Pitt or Amir Ali needs, I think, to get something going towards the basket, maybe even put them in a position to get fouled. But at this point, if you're Canyon, you've got to swing the momentum back in your favor.
For Ali and Pitt, they've combined for 40 of the 58 points by Canyon tonight. 22 from Amir Ali and 18 for Jayon Pitt. You see the whiteboard out there for Tony McIntyre, and the Scorpions need to play about a perfect 3 minutes of basketball here to claw back in this game against La Lumiere. Well, as you mentioned earlier, we saw a dramatic comeback late by Bishop O'Connell. Came up just a little bit short, but ball pressure is a heck of a thing. It's Noah George out of the timeout to instigate the offense for the Scorpions. Ahead quickly to Pitt. With the ball in his left hand. Pitt trying to dance around the defense. Goes to the rim. Shot up. No good. And a travel is called. And another turnover to give the ball back to the Lakers of La Lumiere.
It looked like Pitt switched his pivot foot as he started to pick that ball up. Something you just can't do. And again, an unforced error, an unforced turnover by this Canyon team in a position where they need to go and score the basketball, and they need to do a lot of it in the next 3 minutes.
70-58. Adams on the perimeter. Now to Solano. La Lumiere content to kill some clock here, and a nifty move by Buckner. This is underneath. Solano is able to finish through the contact again, and he's in 20 points. Now George. George gets escorted to the rim. Solano interfered with that ball on its way down. That's goaltending. So 2 points given to Noah George, who's up to 4 on the evening. Full court pressure applied by Canyon. Buckner gets it ahead quickly to Easter. Easter across the timeline. Now we'll dribble back to midcourt and kill some more time. Easter puts the play in motion. Hands off to Adams, 12 to shoot. Adams now to Buckner. Buckner driving that right baseline, spins away from a double team. Now to Adams in the corner. He wants to penetrate, goes to the rim and puts the shot up and in over Thockber. Darius Adams adds 2 more to his tally. 14-point game.
That is a tough finish, man. A 7'4" wingspan from David Thockber. That standing reach has got to be crazy. And Adams just able to loft it up over his outstretched hands with enough touch to drop in.
Amir Ali spinning and hitting that shot.
You want to talk about touch. Ali does the same thing on the other end, just puts it up over the 7-footer Solano's outstretched arm, and that drops in over the top.
90 seconds left to play. Easter wants to take it down the heart of the lane. He's fouled. Foul assessed to George, and shouldn't be any free throws incoming. 74-62. As you mentioned, just tremendous acrobatics and balance there from Ali to hit that shot. Timeout taken by La Lumiere. 12-point advantage for the Lakers, and they're going to be in action in about 24 hours from now. So everyone's got to hydrate and get to bed early tonight.
Yeah, and you've got to have some tired legs going into tomorrow. You would think even if you do end up holding on for the win here, simply put, you've got 8 guys that can play for you right now. And again, we haven't seen very much of Chuck Love in this game. Don't know if that's a situation with an injury. We don't want to speculate or anything, but he's played sparingly in this game. And as this game has gone on, La Lumiere has really settled on largely a group of 6 guys playing the majority of the minutes. Love, like I said, has not played a ton. Jonas Muya picked up that 3rd foul in the 3rd quarter. We've not seen him since. So it's really been 5 guys with Danny Murray and Melvin Bell rotating in one of those wing spots to really make up this lineup for La Lumiere. So you are certainly going to have some tired legs taking on Legacy tomorrow.
Solano misses that shot. It's rebounded by Canyon. Trailing by 12. Got to go quickly. 80 seconds left. Irasevich pulls up from 3. Long shot rebounded by Easter. Easter will slow things up and put the offense in gear. He's going to be fouled immediately by Jayon Pitt. As Canyon's got a couple fouls to give here.
Yeah, get back in there, give yourself an opportunity to at least stop the clock if you need to, and you're not having to worry about fouls to give when it comes down into the final few seconds.
Adams across midcourt, spinning on George. Adams throws the lob and the jam by Solano. Just a perfect way to end the game that Steve Solano has had. Rocks the rim one more time here at Garrett College. 76-62. 50 seconds left to play now. George looking. He dribbles the ball off the foot of Buckner. It'll stay on this end of the floor with Canyon. .50 seconds left to play. Awkward spot to inbound from for George. Little sidearm pass like a shortstop. He gets it into Ali, and Ali is fouled by Buckner. George gets it into the short corner. Pitt drives the baseline. Reverse layup up and in for him. That makes it 76-64. He's at the 20-point mark now today. Buckner Jr. spinning away from George. Now Lumiere just killing some time, and Ali's going to foul. So 4 different 20-point performances in this game, Daniel. You had both Ali and Pitt do it for Canyon. 31 seconds is all that separates them from picking up the loss. And then on the other side of the floor, 24 points from Darius Adams, and Solano's slam gives him 22. So individual performances to be had for either team. There's another foul, Jarosevich, and that's going to put a La Lumiere player at the line.
And I think the impressive thing that stands out about this La Lumiere team is you point out there's 2 guys that have scored 20 points in this game for this team with Adams and Solano, and you just look at the raw talent on the floor and you say to yourself, any of the 5 guys that are in the game right now could have got you 20 tonight. I have no doubt about that. And it really is a testament to the program that they've built at La Lumiere and the talent that they bring in and year out, that you have the ability to say that and that you can get performances like this from Steve Solano and Darius Adams.
Jerry Easter's in double figures now with 10. Ace Buckner's got 13. We mentioned the 2 20-point scorers as well. Here's a tough baseline jumper that's up and no good. Forced by Ali, rebounded by La Lumiere, and it does not appear that Canyon is going to foul. And that's going to be all she wrote. 78-64 is going to be the final score. The Lakers are victorious as Darius Adams goes for 24 points, and you get 22 points as well from Steve Solano. Daniel Woods, your thoughts? La Lumiere was clinical from start to finish and got some great individual performances.
I'll tell you what, that much talent playing that well together is real hard to beat, and when you get performances like you did from Steve Solano and Darius Adams tonight, where it's a star turn for those guys, they become even harder to stop.
Well, that's going to do it for us. We've got more basketball tomorrow on